And isn't it a great day to be a libertarian? You know, us libertarians, we're a little different than some of those other folks. Our eyes are open. We're awake and we see what's going on in this country. And we're noticing things. And some of those things are somewhat disturbing. We see it in technology. We see it in healthcare, in education, and of course, every aspect of our government and our society. One of the things that I'm noticing is there's a culture of conformity growing in this nation, telling us how to act around others, telling us what we should be doing or what we should be buying or how we are supposed to behave. You know, we must buy Obamacare or else. We must censor ourselves around others because we might offend somebody. We have to consume things, or we're not allowed to consume things because, you know, it's better for you that way. And I think that that's utterly wrong. And I think that you folks here today believe the same thing that I do. So some of those things that I've heard for the first time, students are actually starting to say, you know, maybe freedom of speech really isn't a good thing for us after all. So in an institution of learning where we should be sharing ideas, we're talking about censorship. How are we supposed to learn from that? How are we supposed to be able to express ourselves and share those ideas? So, obviously, I'm here today because I have a different idea. I believe that we should be able to share those ideas with each other, even if it does offend some folks, because if we aren't challenging others, how do we grow? We should be challenging our leadership as the very essence of what our forefathers had told us we need to do. We must challenge our leadership so that we can grow and we can better ourselves. Our country is ever changing. Our society is ever changing through technology, advancements in science. Things constantly are changing. We've got to be able to adapt to that. And if we get into this idea of rigid laws and rules and not being able to challenge ideas that are in place, we will never be able to grow with that. And we'll become stagnant. And we'll see what we're seeing today with poverty and ignorance and hatred amongst each other because we can't understand each other. And we need to change that. We need to change that from the top down. We can help revitalize our culture. We can help be able to reinvigorate our communities so that we can begin to start trusting one another again, being able to help each other again, and being able to share with each other again. And that will allow us to be healthier and safer and ultimately more prosperous. When we as a people pass legislature, the will of the people has been, especially in this state, completely disregarded by the people that we elect. That's terribly wrong. And if I'm elected as state representative, I can assure you that when the people speak, I'm going to listen. And I'm not going to use some weird rule in legislation, or I'm not going to use the courts to find some way around it. When I legislate, I'm going to make sure that I follow the principles of, is this going to infringe on the rights of the people? It better not. or I'm not even going to touch it. That legislation had better be able to promote the free market, which this nation's economy was founded on. It had better promote security through self-ownership and self-protection and our constitutional rights. It better not at all address anything with ideals of any particular religion or any particular party principle. It's about the principles of freedom. And that's what I'm about to today, and that's why I'm running. My name is Randy Mgclenn. My website, mgclennforliberty.com. I hope you have a chance to stop by, and thank you very much for having me today.